is the Kwame Valley right here. And this house is where my mother lived. She wasn't born in this house, but she was...
Nobody's going to be able to see that.
Well, that's going to come around and take a look at it afterwards, one by one. Okay. I'll hand them to you, and then you'll put them back up.
Unruly class.
There's a course available in classroom management.
Anyway, my mother's family bought the property from my dad's family where that house was built. It was right across the road from where my dad grew up.
Did they get a good deal?
And, so,
Did it have a barn and?
No, they had to build up the house.
No, but was there a barn next to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
To the left. To the left. To the left. Yes. And this is my grandfather on my father's side, and I don't think you need to know anything more than that, except that, of course, she came from an adjoining farm, and
it happens in class too. It really does.
I'm downstairs.
The grandmother here grew up in the house and that painting down there. And that's around, if you were going from past Kwame and going down to the road, you would go by that.
Yes, I will do that.
What was his name?
Mike. Morgan has been found if you were looking for him.
Ruth is the, where's Ruth? Our main resource is not available. Oli. And
What was his last name?
Kwame.
You know, because I'm thinking about when the name got...
No, the name goes back into the late 1600s on the farm. And you can follow in the book back to the late 1600s. And it's been, the house was moved from at one time in this community there would be 3 or 4 houses grouped together, and then their farms were out in different directions, and it was very inconvenient because you'd have some property here and some property here. And so in about 1905, they got together and said, this will be my property, this will be mine, you move your house to your property. And that happened in 1905. And around that time, our Uncle Oscar tells he was the first one that was born in the house after it was moved. That's how he dates it. My mother and my father.
Did they move the actual house, or did they just trade houses?
No, they took their house. They took their house that they had been living in and moved it to the property that they now secured. It's
wow.
There's a term, utstilling. It's at that time this was happening. There is in the island near where they lived. They've kept the old form, so like a museum. So, but there would be 3 or 4 different families living in a compound, and then the change. So, now...
Did they have a riff or anything?
I'm not aware of anything. These aren't in sequence so that they jump all around. This is the certificate that was for my mother and for me to leave Norway. You need to have permission. I think my dad's is probably, he had one also, but I've never seen this. But this, I have the original of this. This is a copy. The Ili,
Matilda? Alhilda.
Yeah, Alhilda, and born in 1900, and then my name, Olav, Johannes, from and the 21st of June, 1923, and then that's the county, and so, and then the signatures and the authorization to leave the country. So let's go over here. This is